Val. I'm having kind of a bummy day. It's Sunday. Been working all week, so I'm chillaxing today, motherfucker. This is gonna be a shorter video. I am not scripted at all. But we'll see how long this is, because I can really yap. Holy shit. I just kind of wanted to go through Your House in Pennsylvania because I put a lot of effort into those lyrics. And I don't know, I'm trying to become a better lyricist, and I'm trying to, I don't know, figure my shit out, develop my sound, develop my writing style. And when I'm sitting down to make something, when I'm sitting down to write something, especially, I just kind of go. I don't really think. Got a breakfast corn dog here. If you know these slap. These are so good. I'm not gonna explain it. I just kind of sit, and sometimes I smoke, sometimes I don't smoke. I just go. Like, it just kind of, I want to say it just kind of works out. That's not really it. It just kind of flows. It just, I don't know, one thing comes and then the other thing does, and then it's just building on top of each other, and it just kind of all hits you at once. Hitting the mic as I'm saying that, my bad. That song is pretty special to me for a couple different reasons. It's a very personal song, like the saddest thing I've made ever. Honestly, I'll top pretty soon, I bet. I kind of regret releasing it as a single because of the timing of everything. It's at such a shifting point in the album that I don't know, I kind of regret spoiling it, so you won't see that from me again. There's a lot of drawn out notes. It's very heavy arpeggio based for the B section. The B section is my favorite part because that's where the writing kind of shifts. The beginning starts very like, I wanted it to sound like a Western style, like almost like a little bit of like a cowboy folk song type thing. I don't know if that landed, but honestly, I don't really care because that's not my interpretation of it. That's how it came to me. That's the melody that sat with me. That's the melody that kind of lived in this weird complicated space in the album. I'll spoil a little bit for you. There's an interlude before that. It's after such a high point that this is like the downer. This is one of the most mellow parts of the situation. The whole scope of this album is taking place in one night. This is the calmest it would be, I would say, in that night. There's just kind of a poetic tranquility with the situation that I was drawing that from. It's horribly depressing, don't get me wrong. It's like shitty as hell, but it's such a moment that lives on its own that I just wanted to make it its own thing. I wanted to make it its own little ballad of something. I haven't been writing for that long, but I'll take you through the lyrics. Give me a moment, because I forget all the lyrics to my songs. And you know why? It's because I rewrite them 1,000 times. I rewrite the same song over and over and over and over again. Like, yeah, that could just be like, okay, I'm putting it through the compressor, like just non-stop. It's just nothing from what it originally was, but that's just my process. Like, there's little gaps in sentences that I feel, and I can just make it sound more coherent if I fill those little empty pockets with like a word, or I don't know, like a noise, like I'm grunting. Ugh. I don't do that. I don't do that in my songs. Before I write a song, officially, like the first full time I'm trying, I like to write a little paragraph about the premise of the song, because I don't know, I like albums. I like concept albums, and that's what I want to make. That's what I want to be. I want to be a very album-based artist. I don't think I really want to release singles in general. Pollen will probably be the only single that I release because that song sucks. On a very, very entry-level basis, Your House in Pennsylvania is about two people that kind of drift apart from themselves, and therefore the relationship they had, whatever it was, a friendship, a dating relationship, like maybe it's your parents or something. This song is not about my parents. It stems from a separation of self, which in turn affects the relationship. So I wanted the song to kind of mimic that progression. That's why there's such a big dramatic shift with the B section. That's why it gets all spacey. I wanted that point to be like an inward reflection. Some of the language I use changes. There's no real structure to this song after that B section starts. The first verse really establishes the gravity of like anything bad can happen to a relationship at any point, but this is so bad that it is world bending. It's not over, but you have not only lost this person that you have become so attached to, you have lost a sense of self within that. I have drifted through points in my life where I don't know about you, but I go through little periods of obsession where I'm like, I don't know who I am. I gotta like figure that out. Like, I don't really understand my place in the world right now. So it's important to me to figure that out and to like set on that journey, because otherwise I don't feel like I'm doing enough for myself. I'm a very work-based person. I'm non-stop. I do this every day of the freaking week, man. I need a break. The second verse is just kind of a longing and kind of a desperate cry for just wanting everything to go back to normal, because normalcy just kind of doesn't exist anymore, and it's just distance. It's just nothing. It's just, there's just space. You know what I'm saying? In the bridge, I'm touching on stuff more for the album, because there's a big story in the album. I've been watching you move in, jumping to conclusions. You're skipping the surface. I see you, you're acting nervous. That part is very, very much for the album, and I don't want to go into it too, because I don't want to spoil the story that I got going for this. But just know that this is, like, I'm suspecting a third party. I'm suspecting something. There's something more at play than just, oh, we're becoming two different people. But I only touch on that for a second because I want it to go back into the theme of the song. I go into the chorus again, which is like, oh, I'm fucking sad. But I don't want to go back to what that house was, because it's broken. It's not the same anymore. That's where I got no clue. I guess I'll try. Like, I have no idea where I'm going, but I guess I'll put some effort into where I'm going. And then the B section starts, and I repeated the "no, I never had a clue and I'll never know why" part a few times, because I wanted to show that this is a narrative shift, and I wanted it to become apparent to the listener that, like, this is a change that is more catastrophic on myself than it is on anything else. It is on anyone else. So yeah, you should know that I'm the main character, and the verse in the B section is where you becomes me. The "I know you still see me" is in reference to, I don't know if you've dealt with self-estrangement much, but this whole song is really just that feeling of self-estrangement, of becoming a stranger to yourself and not really seeing yourself in the mirror. And I don't know, like, I'm in the middle of transitioning right now too, and it's just kind of a dysphoric mess to look at yourself in the mirror. "I know you still see me" is somewhat of a desperate cling into, I know that you remember when you were happy. I know you remember when you were a full person. You're just another lonely habit. It's a smoke I attract. Yeah, I turned it. I'm kind of a. You say I'm enough while looking for something. That's kind of a double entendre, because it could be applied to the story of the album, and it also could be applied to myself when I wrote it for myself. But it's funny how things work out like that sometimes. It's just kind of unintentional, and you just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of works out. That's what I meant before, where, like, I don't know, I don't feel like I write the music. It just kind of happens to me, and I'm sitting there and I'm just typing or writing, and it just, I don't know, it just kind of comes. I like to produce and write at the same time, which is a very overwhelming situation, but it's just how I like it. It feels like I'm experiencing what I'm writing about again, and it's very therapeutic, and it's really fucking nice. Yes, it hits you like a brick, but it's just feels whole when I do it like that. We've become something you can't see, no lantern could decipher the carvings on our tree. Everything that I've stood for is kind of collapsing in this. The end is more of a longing for, I need to come back to myself. I need to, I don't know. I gotta do this for myself again. I gotta figure out why I'm even pursuing life again. It's a very, very low song. It's a very sad song. And I gotta be honest with you, like, maybe I'll cringe at this video in like a year or whatever. Putting this vulnerable side of myself out there first, before I'm like actually singing, because I haven't really fully sang on a song like yet. Like, yeah, I'm kind of going, but I don't know. I'm not there yet. This vulnerability, and I don't know, just the way this creative side is coming out of me right now. Ew, dude, coming out of me. What the fuck? It's really, really nice. I feel so much more confident. I know I said I produce and write everything at the same time. I had a very early rendition of just the guitar part that I wrote like 2 years ago, and that's where most of the lyrics came in. But the entire B section was after the fact. So this song took a long time to like finish. Releasing that side and releasing that, I don't want to say trauma, but it kind of is trauma. The most insecure part of yourself, not knowing who you are, not understanding any of it. Wearing that and putting it out there as a single, like when this isn't even done. Like I said before, I regretted it a little bit, and I do, because narratively, it could have made more sense to do it after. It like made me really happy to release this. It was so fulfilling in a sense. All I'm gonna say is I never knew how good this could be for your sense of self. I know who I am now. Like, I made that song and I'm just, oh yeah, I get it. Actually, no, I understand now. So if you're an artist and you've been afraid, personally, one of the things that I really want to work on in my life, like as a goal, is my fear. I really want to work through. And it is the tool that I'm going to use to achieve my dream and become who I'm supposed to become. I've got a new song coming out soon called Tarot. It's gonna be more of a summery song. It's probably the most upbeat thing I've got, and I'm actually singing on it. I'm making strides, okay? I'm actually singing on the song that I make now, which also was a huge fear of mine. Yeah, you could say it's just singing, whatever the fuck. But I don't know, it was a very hard thing for me to do. I've been singing for 4 years, and I had to work through all of the anxiety that I keep in my neck and my throat. Working through anxiety and working through fears in the sense of achieving what you really want to achieve with yourself, with your goals, anything really. It's just a wonderful, wonderful tool. I'm really, like, it sucks being afraid. You know, I'm kind of grateful. That was so fucking corny. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you.